Hello, I'm doing another what if where it's what if Naruto was a otsutsuki, and I think that everything would go normal. Naruto would be born, but when they saw the baby, he'd have like a mix between gray and blonde, like gray and yellow, and he'd have the Rinnegan, just because. I'm gonna make that just because. And he'll have like really pale skin. So everyone would hate him even worse in this one. So he'd pull more pranks. And one time when he painted on the Hokage's faces, he would be running away. And this is when he's like 6 or 7. And this is the first time he painted on the Hokage's faces, and they said that he really did it this time, and that they were gonna kill him. And then they pulled out kunais, and they were chasing him. And in his head, he was thinking, they wouldn't kill me over this, would they? And then he runs down an alley where he gets back, like there's a wall, and he's cornered. And they start laughing. They're like, cornered now. And then they go in for a stab, and they end up stabbing his shoulder, and he falls to the ground, and he uses almighty push without even realizing it, and this sends them flying, going through multiple buildings, killing them. And in this what if, I'm going to make it so the third Hokage will hate Naruto because his wife died from the Nine-Tails attack. And, so, once he hears that Naruto killed, 2 Chunin, he would, send some more people to go get Naruto to put him in, jail. Naruto is in jail for, 3 years. And during that time, all he did was train his chakra control and his physical, like, prowess. And at that point, he knew he could get out. Like, after 2 years, he knew he could get out, but he didn't want to. Because, literally, he was so strong at this point, because I'm just gonna give him, like, major powers. He flicked the wall, and it created a massive dent, a massive, cracked spot in it. And so Naruto stays in there for 1 more year, just training and mostly working on his chakra control because he was already strong enough. And when he gets out, he goes back to the academy. He's like 10. He goes to the academy. And everybody hates him, he can pass the test, but when he was 11, a year before he graduated, he was sitting on the top of the Hokage face mountain, and he was thinking that, why should he stay in a village that treats him like garbage? And so he proceeds to move really fast, and he goes down there, he grabs the scroll of sealing, he steals it, and then he runs out of the village. Nobody even noticed that he was gone until the Hokage realized that the scroll of sealing was gone. And then right after 20 minutes after he noticed that, a Chunin ran in and said Naruto is gone. This causes Hiruzen to realize that Naruto took the scroll and left. He orders 1/4 of the ninjas to stay in the village and look for him. And then he ordered the other 3/4 to go outside the village and look for him. Because he thought about it, and Naruto most likely would have left. Naruto left, and he ended up meeting Tobi. And he didn't trust Tobi, and Tobi said, I'll be back for you. and then disappeared into Kamui. So Naruto ran, and I think he would have ended up looking for, because he's really smart in this one, and he probably would have been looking for another Jinchuriki, because he probably would have known that he was the Nine Tails, because everybody calls him the Demon Fox, and the Nine Tails was a fox that was like a demon. So he put 2 and 2 together and figured out he was the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails. So he was looking for another Jinchuriki, ends up finding... Hold on. Okay, I'm gonna say he finds Gaara, and he meets Gaara, and Gaara was like, "Who are you, and why do you look like that?" And Naruto says, I'm a rogue shinobi, because technically he was almost a shinobi, and he knew he had like the abilities of at least a high-ranking Chunin. So he just said he was a rogue ninja from the Leaf. And Gaara said, because Naruto would have snuck into the hidden sand, and him and Gaara met, and they realized that they were both Jinchuriki, and Gaara wanted to abandon his village for a long time, so he and Naruto left the village, and they they were just kind of like out in the woods training, and they ended up using the trees around them to build a mini hut for them both. And so they were training, and so Naruto would have been 11. So I'm gonna make it so that he's now 12, and he's really fast. Like, he can go faster than the flying Raijin. Like, or actually, he's a little bit slower than the flying Raijin, but it looks like he's using it just without like the markings. And he goes back to the Hidden Leaf when he's 12, and he goes into the village without them detecting him. And remember, he had the Scroll of Sealing when he left, so he knows like all the jutsu in it, like, so he knows Shadow Clone Jutsu, and I'm gonna say that the Rasengan was in there too, so now he knows the Rasengan. So he goes into the village, and he's just kind of walking around, and I'm gonna say that while he ended up going to the Hidden Rain village, just because, I don't know, and he didn't find any Jinchuriki there, but he ended up buying like a mask, kind of like an Anbu mask, but it wasn't an Anbu mask. So he's wearing a mask and he's wearing all black in this What If, and he's wearing a mask, and all you can really see is like, because I'm gonna say that he bought a mask to where his horns can fit in it. Like, he got a custom made mask so that his horns can fit. So he's wearing a mask with, and in this What If, he's wearing all black with a black hoodie, and he has his hood up. Or actually, I'm gonna say that he has like an all black cloak, like kind of like the Akatsuki cloak, but instead of there being red, it's literally all black. And he's wearing an Anbu mask. So he's walking around the village with that on. And he ran into Sasuke, but Sasuke didn't know who it was. Sasuke kind of thought it was an Anbu, but knew it wasn't an Anbu because he was like really like way too young. So while Sasuke was passing Naruto, he ended up pulling the mask off just to see who it was, and he realized that it was Naruto. This surprised him, and he was like, Naruto? And Naruto was like, crap. He picked up his mask, and he ran, like, as fast as he could. He knows the body flicker, so he used body flicker to get outside the village. So he went back to Gaara. At this point, Gaara's like doesn't hate people as much, and he's been training with Naruto. So Gaara knows like the body flicker, and he knows like how to do a sand clone. And I'm gonna say that the Akatsuki end up like, alright, so when Naruto's like 14 and they've been training and he hasn't gone to really any villages, he probably would have gone to like the Hidden Mist village a couple of times, but nobody knew who he was and he didn't talk to anybody. He sometimes got food there, but that was it. With him and Gaara, they got food there sometimes, but other than that, they were at their little wooden hut training and trying to like figure out how to like make friends with the tailed beast. So I'm gonna say that in this what if, Kurama likes Naruto just because he reminds him of the Sage of Six Paths. And I'm pretty sure Otsutsukis can fly. So I'm going to give Naruto the ability to fly. Hold on, I got to check something. Okay, so I'm going to give Naruto the ability to fly, teleport, and absorb chakra. And one day they were training outside, and after they trained, they were sitting down on the grass eating, and then after they were done eating, they started meditating, and while they were meditating, they were inside their heads trying to make friends with the tailed beast, and the tailed beast told them that there was someone watching them. So they end up opening their eyes and looking around, and they see this masked man, and Naruto was like, "It's you," and then Toby, or Madara, as people knew him as, but Toby goes, "Yes, hello Naruto, I'm back for you." And Naruto gets up and gets in a fighting position. And Toby says, "I'm not here to fight you. I'm only here to recruit you." And Naruto and Gaara both raised an eyebrow to this. They're like, "Recruit?" And Toby's like, "Yes, I'm here to recruit you for an organization called Akatsuki." And Gaara doesn't really want to, but Naruto does, just because he knows how strong the masked man is. So Naruto says yes, and Gaara, being friends with Naruto, wants to look out for him and ends up joining just because he wants to keep an eye on Naruto so that they don't try anything funny. So they both join the Akatsuki. They get their black and red cloaks. And Naruto ends up meeting Itachi, Kisame, Deidara, Sasori, Hidan, and I forgot the other guy's name. And Hidan takes a liking to Naruto, just because Naruto's like doesn't care about killing in this one. And him and Hidan become like kind of like brothers, but to Naruto, Hidan's more like a father figure. And Gaara and Sasori end up getting pretty close too, because Gaara likes Sasori's puppets, and Sasori's, he says, Gaara, these are made from real humans. And Gaara's like, yeah, I know, and I want to be taught in the art of that. So Sasori starts teaching Gaara how to, like, make people puppets and how to control puppets. So Sasori gives Gaara, like, a basic puppet, and Gaara gets this down within, like, half a day. This surprises Sasori, so he ends up giving him, like, his next puppet. Gaara masters this by the end of the day, which also, again, surprises Sasori. So, Sasori makes Gaara his pupil, and Hidan makes Naruto his pupil. So, they both train under their masters for like a year, so they're like 15 now. And the Akatsuki's about to attack the Hidden Mist Village. No. I'm gonna say they're gonna attack the Hidden Sand. Like, just to take it over for a base. And that's what I'm gonna be leaving this off to. If we can hit 5 likes, I'll make a part 2 to this, because I don't know if I really like this yet. So if we can get 5 likes, I will do a part 2. So please like and subscribe. Goodbye.